Shalom. All praises go to the Most High Yahweh Baja Behosha Bashem and Kodash, double honors unto the elder apostles and great millstone for the teachings of the scriptures, among other things. Shalom to the sincere Akim across the world. And this is an article that I came across. Next Prime Minister of Canada, because Justin Trudeau has said to resign as the Canadian Prime Minister. So his up and coming following, something like that. Up and coming following? I don't know how you say it, but the next one to come, up and following, something like that. Prime Minister might be conservative leader Pierre, Poilievre, whatever, says, this is what he says: Israel hit on Iran would be a gift by the Jewish state to humanity. So we see that this wars and rumors of war are getting closer and closer. The next Prime Minister of Canada was asked whether he would support Israel striking Iran's nuclear facility. They're already talking about it in public. They've been doing it behind the scenes, but now they're talking about it publicly. His response: it would be a gift to the Jewish state. It would be a gift by the Jewish state to humanity. So they're now, this is that war that we're looking toward, the World War III. This guy casually ignores the genocide conducted by Israel against the people of Palestine, which has resulted in more than 200,000 deaths of Palestinian children. He presents war as a humanitarian endeavor, responsibility to protect. He dismisses the Convention of the Prevention and Punishment of the Crime of Genocide, which defines complicity in genocide in Article 3 and 4. But I'll leave the link in the description box so you can check it out for yourself, because if you click on something, it's going to download a PDF file. He casually accuses Iran of genocide. If Israel were to stop that genocidal, theocratic, unstable government from acquiring nuclear weapons, it would be a gift by the Jewish state to humanity. He calls for the constitution of He calls for what constitutes a preemptive act of war by the Jewish state against Iran, which could lead humanity into a World War III scenario. Lest we forget, Israel is an undeclared nuclear weapons state with extensive capabilities and an estimated stockpile of up to 400 nuclear warheads, of which 200 are targeted at Iran. This is what the elder apostles at Great Millstone have been talking to us, teaching us since 2007. They were teaching us this, and now we actually see a glimpse of this in the physical form. Well, in this case, it's the written physical form, but they're talking about it, they're tweeting about it on Twitter. The next Prime Minister of Canada was asked whether he would support Israel striking the Iranians, whatever, nuclear facilities. It would be a gift by the Jewish state to humanity. It's so over. So it says here, Joe Biden and other world leaders have warned against striking Iran's nuclear facility over years of further escalating the conflict into an all-out war between two of the region's most well-armed nations. And this guy said, but reiterated his belief that striking the facility would prevent Iran from developing nuclear weapons. I think the idea of allowing a genocidal, theocratic, unstable dictatorship that is desperate to avoid being overthrown by its own people, that you want that, you Edomites, you want that, by its own whatever. By its own people to develop nuclear weapons is about the most dangerous and irresponsible thing that the world could ever allow. Poilievre says. Poilievre, something like that. Okay, I'm not gonna read this again because I already read it multiple times. I think here. No, wait a minute. Yeah, here. Right here again. Here again. So I'm gonna leave that link in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. So let me hit a few scriptures. Matthew chapter 26 verse 6, 24 verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. I just read a rumor. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. So, you hear of rumors of wars and you hear of wars, right? Nowadays, it's all over the place. When you go to, I have a website here. Now listen carefully what they're saying here, right?
The land border between them has been sealed shut for decades, ever since 1994, largely over the Western Sahara issue.
Okay, now this is a trouble that they have in Morocco right now. These are wars that are actually going on right now as we speak in our comfortable little homes.
While Morocco has retaliated by asserting its own support for the self-determination movement of the ethnically Berber majority Kabylia region within Algeria. Algeria severed its diplomatic relations with Morocco in 2021, and the two countries have been engaged in an increasingly escalating arms race ever since 2020, with Morocco...
So they've been fighting since 2020, right? And it's 2025 now. So these are wars. And I just read about the rumors of wars. Because Yahushua said that, Matthew 24 and 3. And when Yahushua sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him, privately saying, Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming, and of the end of the world? You shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for the end is not yet.
Loading up on American and Israeli weapon systems, and Algeria doing the same with Russian and Chinese arms.
So Russian and Chinese arms are actually helping and stuff like that. It's all trouble. Remember that the Chinese and the Russians are busy too, helping and stuff like that, right?
This agreement over Western Sahara's political status increasingly approaches the risk of a boiling point. The conflict involves access to enormous reserves of phosphates in Western Sahara that are critical for synthetic
It actually starts
here.
A
nationalist movement made up of Western Sahara's indigenous people known as the Sahrawis, who claim the entirety of Western Sahara's territory as their own country.
So these people are fighting for a country over here that the Moroccan want to claim, but these people want to claim it too. But they're being well, let me go on.
The thing called the Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic, or the SADR for short. The Polisario Front rejects Morocco's presence in Western Sahara that they regard as an illegal foreign occupation of their country, while Morocco continues to claim the entirety of Western Sahara as their own sovereign territory, including the smaller eastern and southern territories that are currently theoretically controlled by the Polisario. The two sides have been engaged in a violent war for the control over Western Sahara for decades, and the territories they actually control are currently separated by a massive 2,700-kilometer-long wall made out of sand and stone that carves through the desert and which contains millions of landmines within.
They got millions of landmines here within
it, probably making it the longest continuous minefield that can be found anywhere in the world. And recently, the conflict between them has been heating up.
Right, since 2020. It's been heating up a little bit more because they've been fighting for decades. But now, during that the Lord Yahushua is coming closer, also 2 Esdras chapter 9 says that the Most High is coming near. He's coming more near. And then, you know, earthquakes in diverse places, wars, uproars of the people and stuff like that.
Threatens to draw in foreign powers from around the world.
And it threatens to draw in foreign powers from around the world, who is also going to want to come and fight there, because the Lord is gathering them up all together now, all in together now, which is America and China and Russia. They're going to get into it also. Well, these are rumors of it, but their interest is a few have interest in Morocco, and the other group have interest in the other group that Morocco is fighting against for that land.
Long-standing ceasefire between Morocco and the Polisario Front collapsed only in 2020.
Yeah,
And the
that's when it started up again in 2020 when they started to kind of make war with each other.
hot war between them has resumed along the active front line. The United States, Israel, and most of the Western world more heavily supports Morocco.
Israel, I forgot what this is. It looked like Spain, but I'm not sure. It's France and America. They're all with Morocco.
And its territorial claims to Western Sahara, while Russia, China, Iran, and especially next door
So Russia, China, Iran again, and especially Algeria.
Algeria more heavily support the Polisario.
So they support the Polisario people over here. So Russia, China, and Iran are on Algeria's side, along with Algeria, of course. And America, Europe, and stuff like that, and Israel is on the Moroccan side concerning this parcel of land over here.
Front and their claims to Western Sahara as the SADR. Algeria's heavy support for the Polisario.
Okay, you can read the rest. I'll leave the link in the description box for you to check it out for yourself and stuff like that. It's very interesting. It's very dope because this website has a lot of wars going on that you won't see in the media. For example, this one over here.
So imagine a situation.
Now, these are wars and rumors of wars. If you watch the rest of it, you will see that there are wars busy, because it says how North Korea is rapidly preparing for its own war soon. Why? Because a few years ago, North Korea didn't have the nuclear capability to, scare a lot of people off and stuff like that. But now, slowly but surely, they have it. And what they're also doing is they're borrowing Putin. Here you can see them in the meaning. They're borrowing Putin a few thousand. Let me see what it was. Let me see. 10,000. It's 10,000 North Korean soldiers will fight against Ukraine with Russia because they don't have a lot of money compared to what they actually want. So he provides them with service by sending 10,000 Korean troopers, North Korean troopers, to go fight for him, with him and for him. In exchange for that, Putin will give them better weapons and stuff like that. Because if you look at the bombs that North Korea gave Russia, it's just those are just bombs just to use. It's not really a thick advantage or something like that. But they have a lot, so hey, it's usable. But anyway, you should watch the rest for yourself if you have the time. So let me go on. I'll put the link in the description box, like I said.
In the not too distant future.
Imagine this in the not too distant future, because these things will happen because it's in the scriptures. So that's why I said wars and rumors of wars. This didn't happen yet, but you can imagine this because this is actually going down like this. There are things set in place to where you would kind of think like, hey, that can actually very much happen, because the Most High is getting into the minds of the kings of the earth.
Where North Korea's nuclear weapons arsenal is significantly larger and more capable, where North Korea has earned significant diplomatic goodwill and support from Russia.
That's what they're doing already now. So he's taught from here on. He says, imagine this. Okay, cool cat. This is already happening. I just showed you a picture here where they shake hands and stuff. Like here they shake hands, and here they shake hands once more. And here are the missiles of the North Koreans given unto the Russians. Look, they don't look in a beautiful state. They look kind of poor, like rusty or something like that. They don't look that beautiful. But still, they're usable. You know what I'm saying? If you throw a grenade over there while all of them are there, you you'd be dead. Yeah, definitely you'd be dead. Look how rusty they look. Wait, where am I? 28, 37. Okay, look. They don't look that beautiful. But this is not the only one that they have, so yeah. Where was I again here? Damn it. Did I lose it? Yes, I did. 28.
Back home. And then, with all of these pieces moved into place, China independently decides to finally launch an invasion of Taiwan.
Another war, rumors of war, sorry, because China has been gearing up to actually take away Taiwan's power, basically take them over. But America is there, so they can't really do anything. But you know how generals think different. So if America and North Korea are busy fighting with South Korea, then they're going to be able to attack here, and then America has to now come here and save Taiwan, and then their forces will be spread out thin, just like back in the days of the Roman Empire. They're not going to win.
For a variety of reasons, it is likely that if China decides on launching an invasion of Taiwan, it will take place sometime in the next 6 years prior to 2030.
The reason why he says 6 years is because China has an anniversary of the region land. Wait, China. Sorry. In 2030, if I'm correct. Or 2025, if I'm correct, it was actually. No, it wasn't 2025. Let me see. Oh, it was 2025. Okay. I thought it was 2030. But they have some sort of like a celebration or something, like an anniversary that they have. And on that anniversary, people speculate that they might attack on that anniversary because it would seal the deal. Because these people, you know, they have some sort of honor for things of the past and stuff like that. And then they want to honor that day by maybe attacking them. But like I said, these are rumors. But we are in that time of wars and rumors of wars. I'll leave this link in the description box so you can check that out for yourself. Invasion in New Year's speech? Question mark. Maybe he said something to hint them off and stuff like that. But yeah, so we Chinese on both sides of the Taiwan Strait belong to one and the same family. Because China wants to graft them back into China. Sorry, China wants to graft Taiwan back into China. And no one can ever sever the bond of kinship between us. Yeah, but Taiwan don't want to be with you because they want to be free, and they want to be free under Esau. They don't want to be ruled over by China. It's like all these women that come to the western place of Europe, especially the East Europeans. There they have a lot of rules, so they flee to England, they flee to America. They flee to France, flee to Italy and stuff like that. These places where they are a little bit more free to do whatever horrors thing they want to do. No one can ever stop the reunification of the motherland. So that's what they want to do. And they're telling you like no one can stop it, not even America. So they're waiting for their little plan for that. Not little plan. They're waiting for a opportunity, sorry. But they have a plan. And that's the plan. Wait for an opportunity or just full blown just attack. Plan to attack Taiwan in 2025? Wait, we hope so, right? That will speed up the times to the chariots coming and getting us out of here. And then, wait, let me go back over here.
With the most dangerous and likely years being sometime between 2027 and 2030, by which time...
Yeah, 2027. I did say 2030 because, yeah, I thought it was that, but I heard something of 2025 also. So it's around this time. Look, I'm not on an accurate, precise like tip, so don't quote me on that one.
I'm the war.
The point is, we are in the times. That's the point. So gear up that spirit, that mind, and just know that our salvation is near, but we will have to go through a lot of things first to be made pure.
Ukraine could potentially
in order to be worthy of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3.
largely concluded one way or the other, but potentially with a Russian victory of some type. If China ends up launching its invasion between these years, it is highly likely that the United States will directly intervene against China in support of Taiwan. And the biggest war of the 21st century.
So the point is, here you have China and America also fighting for something, a place and people. And here you have in the Horn of Africa, that place over there. How you call it? West North Africa, under Morocco. You have the Europeans again, NATO and stuff like that, and America fighting Iran, China, and Russia in that country over there in the west coast of Africa, northwest of Africa. Going back to over here. No, that's not one. Here.
The two global superpowers will begin. With China's enormous armed forces bearing down on Taiwan, the U.S. military will want to utilize all of its regional bases in East Asia to support Taiwan.
Okay, this is a rumor of war, like I said, but the other one is an actual war that's been going on a while, and they're fighting over there.
Including all of its military facilities and infrastructure located across South Korea, especially its Air Force bases located at Osan and Kunsan on the Korean west coast. In order to either preemptively deny the U.S. military from being able to use these bases against them, or in retaliation for their use, China would have a massive wartime incentive to neutralize them. In addition, all of America's military bases located even closer to Taiwan, in Okinawa, and throughout the rest of Japan. To attempt to prevent this situation from happening, it is reasonable to assume that South Korea may declare neutrality in the conflict and deny the U.S. military permission from utilizing its bases on South Korean territory.
Right, let me speed it up.
America's more strategically important military bases in Japan will most definitely not stay out of the fight, which means that Chinese missiles fired at Japanese and American targets there will still have to fly over South Korean territory or nearby South Korea to strike them, which will still threaten American and South Korean forces there and give American anti-air systems in South Korea an incentive to shoot the Chinese missiles down. Given these circumstances, it is possible that China would encourage North Korea to launch its own attack on South Korea.
Okay, cool cat. Enough of this. Basically, these are rumors of wars. And here you have actual wars. Here you have Chinese troops over here. This is the actual war. This is going on right now. Further on, these are rumors of the pending wars because of the situation that's going on right now. But here you actively have active wars that are going on right now, 100%. That's going on right now, which is over 10,000 troops of Koreans are in Ukraine right now, fighting for Russia, basically to pay them off and stuff like that back. Here, let me see something.
Approximately 3,000 North Korean soldiers.
So here there are 3,000 North Korean soldiers in Russia, near Mongolia, training with the Russians.
Border with Mongolia that is intended to be deployed to the Kursk Oblast.
So, and now these Koreans are coming here. They're ready to be deployed over here.
Where the Ukrainian military has invaded.
They're already here. By the way. Sorry. This is a video of 2 months ago.
Occupied territory since August. Then on the 15th of
Since August, right?
October, the Kiev Independent reported that an unnamed Western diplomat estimated that there were already 10,000 North Korean soldiers present in Russia
Okay, 10,000 already present in Russia, and you have another 3,000 over there, or if I'm correct, those are the ones that were brought over here. I need to check the video again. But here you see, where is it again? Here you see that, let me see, since 5 November, 1 November, week ago, captured North Korean soldiers provide glimpse into fight Into what? Into fighting against Ukraine.
Tonight, the first North Korean soldiers Ukraine says it is captured alive. Seen in this video being questioned by Ukraine's military with help from South Korean intelligence.
So this ain't no joke. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no joke, right? They're already busy doing their little thing and stuff like that. So now going over here, Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 3, and say, Thus saith Yahweh, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaw. This is the region over there nowadays in kind of Turkey, actually Russia and stuff like that. That region over there. And put the hooks in thy jaws, as you can see here, for example. Meshech and Tubal are actually Japhetic people, but you have that region over there, here. Meshech and Tubal, you know, they was given Europe and stuff like that. If I'm correct, they were Japhetic people, the ancient ones, the real ones. But nowadays, that land mass is kind of taken over by Russia, right? That region over there. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaw, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine enemies, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Persia, Elam, also Iran, because Iran's name was Persia. And that is what we saw in the video over there. Here you have Iran being helped by Russia and stuff like that, and here also. And then here, this is concerning Morocco and stuff like that. Then you have China, Russia, and Iran together against the Europeans and America. And here you have, what is there again? North Korea working with Russia, and also China is waiting for them to fight so that they can go and fight Taiwan. And then it's all gonna be a fight fest, you know. This is gearing up toward World War III. And then you have the idiot over here, which is a good idiot. He really wants the next Prime Minister of Canada. He really wants to bomb Iran, Persia. But this is what the Lord will do. And I will turn thee back, and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. They all have weapons. They all have shields. Well, back in the days, you had actual bucklers and shields. Nowadays, you got missile defense systems and weapons that can, you know, sonic type of weapons and stuff like that, that can take things out of the air if you shoot at them. You know, for example, missile defense systems, you can block with those. Persia, Kush, and Libya with them. It's North Africa. Nowadays, you have the Arab people living there. Libya people. You have these people living there, the Kushites, and they're Muslim too. But you have these people living there too, the Ishmaelites, the Arabs. And they're gonna bond together because they're very strong within the Islam thing together. You know, they're gonna fight together. They're gonna die together. The Kushites and the Ishmaelites are gonna come together and fight against Esau. Right. And they're all under the banner of Islam. Libya with them. All of them with shields and helmet. Gomer and all his bands, his troops. The house of Torgarmaya of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. Who's going to be a guard unto those smaller ones? Togarma, Gomer, which are all Japhet, but that region now is occupied by those type of people that live there in that region right now. So it's talking about the region now, not specifically the land. Yeah, not specifically the people of those lands that were in the lands before, not those. Just like how you have South Africa right now. Esau really think that he's a South African. They really believe that. They also believe that they're Americans. They also believe that they're Australians. They're not. They took the land over, and now they delusionally believe that that land is theirs, and they are the original owners of those lands because they stole it fair and square. So it says here, it shows you that Russia, that region right now, as I read over here, just like the elder apostles taught us, that region over there is now being caught up by the Russians. And they're going to protect that whole region over there with their powerful army. Right, so I'm going to go here. It says here, Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 41. Behold, a people shall come from the north, and a great nation, and many kings shall be raised up from the coasts of the earth. That war is coming. All these kings are being raised up. I just gave you a few examples. China, Morocco, the other country, I forget the name, Poilievre or something like that. France. What's it again? France and
theoretically control of separate and Earl next door Algeria.
Yeah, this country over here, and America, of course, and over Israel, and Algeria too. And you know, other people are all gonna get involved. The war of Armageddon is coming. It's being prepared. It's coming. It's around the way. It's being prepared. 42. They shall hold the bow and the lance. They are cruel, that people that come, and shall not show mercy. All of them. They're not going to show mercy because the wrath of the Lord is going to be in them. Their voice shall roar like the sea, and they shall ride upon horses, every one put in array, like a man to battle against thee, O daughter of Babylon. Now the daughter of Babylon is talking about Esau. Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon, which is the land. They model themselves after the people of after the land of Babylon, the city of Babylon, or that region over there. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. Now they model themselves also after the people, the Chaldeans, which were powerful witches, magical, magic wielding psychopaths, real brute ones, terrible people even, cruel too. And that is what Esau models himself after. The modern day witches are Esau, or these Edomites. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Back in the days, the Babylonians and the Chaldeans were called tender and delicate, just like how Esau nowadays is called tender and delicate. But only the people that know the truth will know that that's the goddamn devil on the planet Earth. Those are some Jeffrey Epsteins. Those are some Beyond P. Diddy's. Those are some freaking Nambla people. Those are some... Those are some rapists. Those are some crazy people. Let me see, NATO. And they don't want to show it. 60,000 children. They don't want to show it. If I do it here, NATO. Here, UN staffers. All of a sudden on YouTube, Google is stupid. All of a sudden, Google is stupid. It doesn't know what I'm talking about. But that's because of their setting up the algorithm. If I type that same thing here, this is the first freaking thing I get. I don't have to play around with no freaking words and stuff like that, putting it all precisely and all that type of stuff. If I mistype a clown on YouTube, like PewDiePie or something like that, if I mistype it, they will make sure that I get the name right so that I can look at folly and vanity. They want you to look at folly and vanity. You know, NATO crimes in Europe and rapes, murders. These are the things that they're doing. That's why Google is a fluff thing, man. It's a fluff thing. Sexual abuse by UN peacekeepers. Funny name, peacekeepers. Raping the world. Children. Selling them. Former CIA staff shall sentence to 40 years. This is just one. With what? Child pornography. That's just one. And he's a CIA member. Officer. Here, former FBI contractor charged with child exploitation. These people are supposed to be the protectors. They're the getters, boy. Let me see, CIA here, the 40 years, but whatever. Anyway, they're lying to you. They're called delicate and tender by the rest of the people of the world that are looking at America like how people are looking at celebrities, glorifying with stars in their eyes. Oh my goodness, he touched me. Fake. Here, you have a fake Conor McGregor going on the beach pranking people and stuff like that, right? I think it's this one. I'm not sure. I think it's that one. I think it's that one. Yeah. So what did he do? Here you can see him making up the stuff and stuff like that, right? And then he goes on the street. But you can see that this guy is way too big, because McGregor was not this big 7 years ago. He was very skinny, actually. And this female, what is she doing? Everybody, you know, is screaming and all that type of stuff. But I want you to, I want to show you something here. So what are they doing? I think it's here. No. Oh man, did I miss it? Yeah. I don't. It's kind of crazy. Actually, I want to prove a point. I don't even think this is it, man. I think this is it. This is 3 minutes. This is 7 minutes. This is from the guy himself. It has to be. See? He's actually screaming like a man. It's kind of funny what he just did right there. He's way too big to be Connor, especially in that. Look at him running. But I have a point. Look, see that? That's like a little schoolgirl. Her neck is so fat that she can't even spin her neck, but she is going buck wild crazy. It's not even real. Can you imagine if she finds out that she just did that for nothing? And she will, because 51 million people saw this video. Somebody knows her and probably told her the truth. And if I remember, there was somebody crying. I was laughing when I saw that, man. I'm like, damn, they're crying for a fake. It's not. It's just crazy. Maybe it was not this one then. I don't have to show anymore, actually. I don't think I have to show anymore. I think this was the original one. Anyway, people just lost their freaking mind. So you had this fake Iranian. Now he's not fake, but he was a fake Nessie. I don't mean fake Iranian, but is a fake Leon Nessie, football player, soccer player, however you want to call it. And basically, he slept with 23 women. But that's good for them, you know. He denies it. No, it's not. It is true. It is the truth. But he just don't want to get charged because they was trying to charge him though. You know, real Messi reading this, wishing it was him. Iranian fake Nessie, accused of pretending to be a real the real Neo what? To be real Leo Nessie in order to sleep with 23 women. They got what they deserve. You know, because that is what they wanted, and they got tricked because they, you know, he did nothing wrong, nothing whatsoever, nothing whatsoever. Get yours. You know, you trick a demon. That's what you basically did. A leech. You tricked a leech, actually, I should say. Whatever. See, the whole mall shut down because they thought it was him. Crazy. But this is how the people of the earth look at Esau. They look at him like he's this most beautiful creature. But he's not. The ones that know. Psalms 137 and 7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom, in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof, O daughter of Babylon. Edom is the daughter of Babylon, who ought to be destroyed. Happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones. Jacob is going to do this. But you know who's also going to do this? These people, because they're fucking cruel. I'll tell you that. They're cruel. Well, the Chinese are going to get you. The Arabs are going to get you. The Carmanians are going to get you. Elam, they're going to get you too. And they're going to have the upper hand, and you're going to run like the coward that you are. And then you're going to have to use those nuclear missiles because you're not going to beat them. Oh, actually, shit. It's the wrong one. You're not going to beat them for how you think you're going to beat them on the ground. You know? And they're going to be cruel against you, you Edomites. They're going to bash your kids against the stones. And then later on, Jacob is going to have the privilege of doing that. But first, 2/3 of the Jacob descendants are going to get destroyed. And then the rest of the 2/3 are going to eat a missile. And yeah, so where is it again? Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 42. They shall hold the bow and the lance. They are cruel, and will not show mercy. Their voice shall roar like the sea, and they shall ride upon horses, every one put in array, like a man to the battle. Against thee, O daughter of Babylon. The king of Babylon had heard the report of them, and his hands waxed feeble, you chicken shit. Anguish took hold of him. You're going to be scared, you Edomites. You modern day king of Babylons. You modern day Babylonians, you're going to be scared because you're going to see them Arabs and you're going to see the blood in their eyes. You know? And pangs of a woman. And pangs as of a woman in travail. That's what's going to happen to these Edomites. They're going to be chicken shit. And the Most High is going to destroy you. Yeah, Most High is going to destroy you. And you got suckers like this that are beautifully doing prophetic things because the Most High put it in your mind to be this tough beast. And then the Lord is going to use you and your one of your people. It doesn't matter. And who are you going to fight for? He wants to fight for you. The next prime minister of Canada was asked whether he would support Israel striking Iran's nuclear facilities. Here's his response. He responded. Here's his response. It would be a gift by the Israeli Amalekite state to humanity. No, it wouldn't. You're the dumbest person upon the planet Earth. No nuclear war would benefit any humanity. This would only benefit them and no one else. So with that, I'm going to say shalom. But the Lord is going to get you though.